I ain't gonna lie, y'all boys. This Diddy shit wicked, man. We finna watch it with Act. We finna listen to this shit, bro. What this man was saying, 9-year-old minor, Diddy is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, Diddy is wicked. Well, shit, this man just said is wicked. Let's get to it, though, bro.
All of them were trying to land a record deal. All of them were minors. This individual was sexually abused, allegedly by Sean COMBS.
He said they all was trying to land record deals, and they all minors, bro. Come on.
Several
bro.
other people at the studio, in the promise to both his parents.
And bro, and listen to what he say with other individuals, bro. Niggas like Jay-Z, like, you can only imagine who these other individuals could be, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Probably his sons, like, man, you could only imagine who this shit, like, this shit is crazy. Like, when this shit, like, oh my God, the industry is crazy because we knew the industry is, we know it's messed up. And it's like, we still, like, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see this shit, though, bro. Shout out Act. Shout out. Man, minors is crazy. Let's
Abused, allegedly by Sean COMBS and several other people. Them were trying to land a record deal. All of them were minors. This individual was sexually abused, allegedly by Sean COMBS and several other people at the studio, in the promise to both his parents and to him himself of getting a record deal. Another instance, another minor, told allegedly by Sean COMBS that he would make him a star, but he needed to visit with him in private about it, away from his parents. Once they were in a private area, allegedly Mr. COMBS made the victim perform oral sex upon him.
Like, what the fuck do you mean, nigga? A minor, nigga? Fuck wrong with you, nigga? That nigga's wicked, bro. That nigga's wicked. Niggas is wicked in the head, bro. What be wrong with niggas, bro?
Another incident. An individual, 15 years old at the time, flown to New York City to attend.
I'm gonna be honest with you. So, so this is my thought, and tell me if I'm tripping, right? So all along, this whole thing going on, I think very initially I'm like, all right, Diddy's a freaky boy. Then I'm like, well, not only is he a freaky, kinky nigga who was doing these freak offs, he might have been like having these people extra drugged out, and also might have been
what I'm saying.
Having all these sex workers around, and who knows? Like he probably did some of this shit, right? Because it's just too much, right? But I still at that point didn't put him in the same like thing as like Epstein. Like Epstein, like if you ever watch the documentaries about Epstein was like deliberately, you know, offering, and even Peter Nygaard as well. Nygaard more than Epstein, but you know, there's more just stuff on Epstein, or at least more documentaries because he was more famous, I guess. But Peter Nygaard, I believe, Peter Nygaard.
I don't know too much about Epstein.
I believe so.
But like,
it was a guy. I think he was from out of well, he was from a bunch of places. He lived
crazy
in Winnipeg, and what would happen is that he would offer, like, he was like, he was a fashion executive, and he would get these young women who were like 15, 16 and be like, hey, I'm going to turn you into a supermodel. However, for them to be a supermodel, they had to fuck them. You get what I'm saying? And obviously, ultimately, was taken down. I thought with the Diddy thing, y'all tell me if y'all were thinking different. I didn't think I would hear that. Oh, he brought me into his office, or he met with me and he said, if you want to become a star, you got to suck my.
Oh God, I didn't think I didn't. I thought I would just hear like hella gay shit. Word the road. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, that nigga. But like the minors and man, and then this nigga here kept saying with other individuals, like
I thought
Jay-Z,
he was just
like niggas is gonna go down
after
with this
hours
man, bro.
wild.
Like, we finna see a lot of like this industry we know, bro. We finna like that we know is corrupted too. We finna see a lot of niggas go down after. I don't know. We don't really know, like, but like if we see a lot of niggas go down, I wouldn't be surprised. Or just like not even go down, but just stuff come out because someone said they might get a good lawyer and somehow beat it. But you know, hey man, we finna see some shit, man.
Parties that were probably frequented by God knows who, but not him using the, yo, if you want to get in the game, you gotta suck me off. Which, if that's the case, and these allegations by these, you know, obviously these potential civil lawsuits or civil,
and it's crazy because some of them niggas did it and they popping now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not even that they might have been forced, drugged, or whatever they say. You know, it's not even that they probably did it by choice. You know what I'm saying?
Or essentially spelling out Diddy using the entrance to the music industry as a way to solicit sex, and it appears from men and women alike, and definitely from underage individuals, which is extremely troubling, right? Wow.
And a party was drugged and then taken into a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs, where this female individual, minor, was raped, and then other individuals took turns raping her. Another individual, 26 at the time of the occurrence, was picked up allegedly by Mr. Combs.
26, so it might be motherfuckers 40. Hey, how long did he been popping? Well, it might be motherfuckers 40 now, you feel me? Like,
Other people.
GG's,
in a black SUV from the airport, was given one drink in the SUV and then literally woke up the next day not knowing what had happened, but with pain and damage to both her vagina and her anus, where she then went to the hospital. She was missing her underwear and her shoes. Another instance, individual.
This is like troubling, right? Okay, if that happens, doesn't the police investigate?
Hey, act funny till like this is like troubling.
See, like, you know, especially because if these incidents happen from 1991 till now, the further you get away from the date of when it happened, the least amount of evidence you're going to be able to preserve.
That's what I'm saying.
So, okay, cool. Some of them went to the hospital. Like, you know, I don't know necessarily the process of the hospital. Shouldn't the hospital then be like, hey, listen, if you have trauma to your anus and vagina,
rape
and
case,
all you last remember is hopping in a car and taking that one drink, and then they run your blood probably, and they find out that you have like horse tranquilizer or whatever the hell in your blood and cocaine. I think maybe it's probably, I don't work in the healthcare system, but somebody can let me know if a 15-year-old blacks out, has pain in their anus and pussy, you then, as a health professional, you confirm it.
In facts though, but was this one 26?
You then, as a health professional, you confirm it. You then basically run their blood, realize that they were clearly drugged. You're finding these illegal substances in their blood. Don't you have to call the police? I don't think you'd be like, all right, yo, you good? You go back home now. I think you gotta. So like, there has to be an investigation that happened. And I think we all agreed that, you know, with minors, it's easier to get these charges laid down, right? Yo, why the fuck are you even giving alcohol or any type of drugs to a minor, right? Like, that's already a charge. So when you hear shit like this, you're like, damn, how did all this shit skate by?
This time, not a minor, attended a group dinner, allegedly with Sean Combs. And
somebody says you must report violent crimes if you work in the hospital. Dita says New York City in the 90s, everything was a go. Someone says she wasn't a minor, she was 26. Oh, Chrissy, thank you for that.
That's what I'm saying. I thought that was the 26-year-old. I thought that was the 26-year-old.
Miami. She wasn't drinking because she was pregnant. But whatever she drank.
Cupcake. I see you. I'm not. Listen, we're at the point now that I ain't gonna lie. 120 do sound wild, but we can't call cap on nothing. We gotta assume if 1 million people come out against Diddy, like you kind of gotta give every one of them at least a time of day to look through it, right? Just because there's just too much smoke around Diddy at this point, which you just can't. You know, sometimes
$1 million though.
Nah, I think these people are lying. there's just too much like other circumstances that
It's
kind
a
of
few
make
people
it look
lying,
like,
of course, trying to get a
not
story.
everybody's lying, even if there are some
not
liars, right?
everybody
So what I'm talking about is not if they're telling the truth or not. I guess what I'm talking about is that, obviously at this
My
point,
bad about the extra.
if they're not involved in this criminal proceeding against Diddy, there is going to be no recourse on a criminal level for what supposedly happened to these people, so they're pursuing it civilly. But I'm wondering if these things are what we're hearing, the police must have got involved in some of them, right? Like, you go to the hospital, your fucking ass is bleeding, your pussy is bleeding, you don't remember nothing, you took one drink.
There's
They're gonna
been
look into
allegations
that, right?
about
Like,
him, though.
They're gonna
haven't
look into that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if the rabbit hole gets deeper, where like Diddy was like thwarting these like investigations, or he knew how to, like maybe in certain precincts, or I don't know, New York City, like or wherever, Miami, he knew how to, because that's what kind of Jeffrey Epstein kind of not necessarily was doing directly, but when the allegations came about him and the young women for Jeffrey Epstein, law enforcement was pretty much like kind of sitting on their hands, because they're like, yo, it's Jeffrey Epstein. So when they would normally have acted and been more proactive with someone else, it was Jeffrey Epstein. So they were kind of like, what do we do, until it started mounting, okay? So I'm wondering, how the hell do we not hear a peep of this? How the hell we don't hear about none of that?
I think at the table, apparently, at least according to her, was laced with something. She blacked out, and she woke up in the same bed, again, allegedly, with Mr. Combs.
Albert Sky says, Diddy clapped B5. Might be thinking
That
about it.
allegedly
Says,
shit
Diddy
funny.
clapped B5 for their deal. Would not be surprised if one of them are the victims. Hashtag laced baby oil. What?
In his
Place baby oil is crazy. No, bro, we gotta think though.
vagina and
A
her
lot of these
anus,
niggas who up, bro,
torn
are
and
really
sore.
like.
And I
you
could go
them.
on. I mean, literally, you're.
And one of the
sensitive
things bro
things
said, he was like, he said it from one of the messages, like one of the dudes said they could have been the greatest. Justin Bieber, let's be real, my nigga. Bieber was going crazy. Sorry, what do you mean? All that shit. But he said Diddy didn't make him,
It's the
didn't want to
same
ruin the industry.
theme, and it all involves some sort of drug. One instance, an individual who was 20 years old at the time was asked to attend, just saw her on the street, asked to attend a party in a hotel. She was flattered, went to the party, was given one drink and doesn't remember anything else. Ultimately, was so messed up, went to the hospital where they found cocaine and this horse tranquilizer in her blood system. I want to give you a quote from a very young man who told us over the phone about his experience and all the things that happened to him. He says,
Cocaine raises your sex drive, doesn't it?
Diddy Combs and his friends in the effort to try to sign a
We got
record deal.
it, Chad.
Your call may be recorded for call quality assurance purposes.
Diddy
Thank you for
hotline.
calling the Sean P. Diddy Abuse Helpline. This call is being recorded, and your responses will be recorded exactly as you state them and reviewed by our staff and legal counsel. The
Sean
information
P. Diddy hotline is
you
crazy.
provide is very important should you have a case. You may be asked to verify your responses by affidavit, so your complete honesty is crucial. If you agree to provide accurate information to the best of your knowledge under penalty of perjury, please press 1. Otherwise, please disconnect the phone call now.
Should I press 1?
The,
Sworn into court.
the
Thank
only
you for
thing
calling
about
the Sean
legal
P.
stuff,
Diddy
that's the
Abuse
only part, is the
Helpline.
legal side.
This call is being recorded, and your
But you're not gonna be
responses
the
will
only
be
one.
recorded exactly as you state
That's the
them and
thing. He not
reviewed
gonna be
by
the
our
only
staff
one.
and legal counsel.
Cause I want to
The
do
information you provide is very important should you have a
it.
case. You may be asked to verify your responses by affidavit, so your complete honesty is crucial. If you agree to provide accurate information to the best of your knowledge
You
under
gotta think how
penalty
many
of
niggas in the
perjury,
chat
please
trying to
press
do it.
1.
Chad, should I call back? I don't know. I hung up. Should I call back? Like, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. I was just gonna submit a report on behalf of my brother from Philly, Meek Mill. I was gonna be like, hey yo,
Meek
this Meek
was in
Millie
that
right
bitch
here.
going crazy
You know what I mean? The
too,
realest
but
nigga out of Philly. I'm in the trenches
DJ
right now,
for my
rolling
nigga
on the
Meek.
wrist. Did he fuck me in the pool? I'm sorry. Like, I got to be honest with you now, okay? He took me shopping afterwards. He made me call him daddy. You get what I'm saying? I got to put in a report for my boy. I got to do it. Okay? Now, the only reason why I don't want to get into none of this shit, you know what I mean? I don't even want to civil somebody be like, yo, you
messing with the law.
Shit, you know what I mean? But I was going to put in a report, you know what I mean? Sometimes, am I my brother's keeper? Pause. No. But
hey, man, Meek,
you just be like, yo, the video's online. He told me I deserved it, daddy, after he penetrated.
Hold up. So we saying Meek got drugged, and that was like Diddy's favorite target. That what we saying? No, bro, Meek love that shit, boy. What you talking about, man? Meek, you love that shit, nigga. You talking about Meek, boy? You love that Puff Daddy, boy. Hey, shut up, Puffy.
Yo, a Diddy hotline is crazy, nigga. This is like calling Capital One or American Express.
Hey, nah, it's not funny because the money.
Call Geico?
That shit, like, nigga beat your ass, but like you deserve it. You feel me? You deserve to not be here no more. That minor shit crazy. You out here doing that shit to grown motherfuckers is wicked. That's just wicked work. But that minor shit, like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, you praying on little niggas. You praying on niggas. You have the knowledge to know what it was being that age, and now you're preying on them. You know what I'm saying? That's so wicked. Like, you deserve to die, boy. But you feel me? Like,
thank you for calling Geico. If you are in a safe location and you need roadside assistance, please press 1. They should have had this thing a little bit more thugged out. Thank you for calling the PDD hotline. If he fucked you in the ass, press 1. Fucked you in the pussy, press 2. Fucked you in the pussy and ass, press 3. Meek Mill, your direct line, press 4. Come on, bro.
Hey, At go ride with Meek, but Meek was with him, boy.
His quote is, "Had he not been in power, I feel like I could have been something great.
This Beaver.
I quit the industry because of what Sean Combs did to me." And that's really what it comes down to.
That's Beaver.
We are pursuing this, asking you to support this effort, to encourage witnesses and victims to come forward and bring your evidence so we can continue to break down this wall of silence and we can continue to have these stories heard. This is the beginning of what I hope to be a national dialogue. This type of sexual
that right
assault,
there is wicked.
sexual.
What, did he go past the 9-year-old one yet?
That's
That's the one that's like most disturbing, right?
Is the first one.
Audition in of these parties.
That 9
Yeah, the 9-year-old, the one where he said 9-year-old, like that sends chills. You know what I mean? Like,
wicked.
Like, what the
9?
fuck?
Been widely
What's wrong with
discussed
you, Puff? It was the first
in the
one.
press was that when you were handed a drink, and now we know that the drink is laced with something. If you refused to drink it, you were kicked out of the party. Now, let that sink in for a minute. I mean, the admission to this party was that you had to drink the chosen drink that was handed to you.
Man, now we know that would be saying, bro.
In most cases,
it's like niggas want to be up, but niggas, I ain't trying to be part of no industry, bro.
Drugged with some sort of drug.
Do this shit on your own, nigga. Word, bro.
Another
Do this shit on your own.
This individual who was
nigga talking about I'm gonna make you a star. How you gonna make me a star? I gotta make myself a star. How you gonna make me a star, man? You want my little butt? You gonna make me a star, man? Come on, Will. Like, what are we talking about? You gonna make me a star? Man? Did he get it? Oh man, the industry's wicked. Talking about I'm gonna make you a star to a kid. It's cause it's a kid, bro. Like, that shit wouldn't have got me though. I ain't gonna. GG, y'all got the wrong nigga, little nigga with that bitch. Hey, I walk out that bitch. Two dead bodies with me. Nigga. Talking about, hey, Meek, hey, I'm dragging out Meek and Puff like them niggas talking about this is gonna make me a star, hey. You dating ready to the wrong little nigga, hey, me though, but tell her that you gonna make me a star. You just gotta, man, you niggas crazy. See, that's what I be feeling like when I was young, bro. I was too smart, bro. Like, on me, they were talking about we just gotta do this private meeting. Yeah, on me, I was a kid. I wasn't going for none of that. I'm sorry, none of that. You ain't gonna make me no star. I'd be like, I'm cool, or I know I wouldn't have went. I promise you, I'm too smart for some. Dumb
years
shit
old
like
at the
that.
time, was taken to a audition
And then their parents, bro, like
in New York City with Bad Boy.
I couldn't, my 9-year-old, it ain't ever gonna be without me. I don't care who I'm with. I ain't distracted by no mansion, no nigga. My 9-year-old is with me outside, is by my hip the whole time. You know what I'm saying? My man, ain't no way my 9-year-old is getting away from me. Like, no, come on, bro.
Boy Records.
This is the most alarming one. Now here's the thing. In corroborate, so here's the thing. Obviously, I could imagine this lawyer, his law firm has a shit ton of investigators because you have to corroborate these claims. So, if you guys, so you know what, and I think we haven't heard from him in a while, since like we heard that he got referred to the sanctioning committees. But it was the guy who actually he sued Diddy and he put UMG and like Lucian Grange in there. And UMG lawyers went so hard on him, he basically apologized and took them out of the lawsuit. They still refer him to. We're talking about what's that lawyer's name? Tyrone Blackburn, right? What he was doing is just filing these lawsuits without vetting stuff, right? You know, and when you're filing a lawsuit with very clear errors, like this person was underage, like like he claimed in his lawsuit, and then those people came out and like that's me in that picture, and I wasn't underage. You know, you basically, a lawyer, right, that's certified by the bar has like a duty to do their due diligence to file lawsuits only that they believe hold merit. They can't just abuse the court system and clog up that system that is supposed to exist to serve justice and actually be at the benefit of people who were wronged, right? So he has 120 cases that he's taken. I don't know if he's going to file 120. What we did know by his opening statements, he says there is no class action lawsuit. They're all going to be filed individually. He said towards the end of it that this is going to be, probably done in New York because people, they were asking because he's in Houston there. Hey, are you doing any of this in Houston? He clearly made it very clear that no, I'm going to do it most likely in New York. So I could imagine he has a bunch of investigators who are going to try to corroborate these details. How could they do it? So let's say it happens even in 2001, right? This dude said he had a meeting with Diddy at the New York offices, the Bad Boy offices. Well, somehow you got to go try to prove that. Did he have an actual meeting? Because here's the thing: if there was no actual meeting, there can't be a case. So I guess it would have something to verify that. Maybe they would have like flight records from the kid or the kid's mom. And from there on, some of this is going to get circumstantial unless these individuals, which this is a possibility as well, some of these people might be unnamed, or obviously the feds did their own investigation and come up with criminal charges, but some of these individuals might be on the Diddy tape. So if we're hearing that the feds have terabytes, like,
my nigga got tapes. Well, hey, shout out Diddy, man.
Hundreds of hours of tapes, not necessarily of sexual activity.
It's not funny, but it's like, you know what I'm saying,
tapes,
bro.
But it includes some sexual activity. Obviously, they probably are going to focus on the ones that contain the victim that they currently have, which is Cassie. All right, we got Cassie on these. But if we're hearing that this guy is such a sexual deviant and it's so many different tapes, there probably is a bunch of people who have been on these tapes that the feds don't know who they are. So I think things like this, I would imagine the feds would hit these people up and be like, hey, listen, we could do some type of arrangement where this is kept secret because we're still probably convening another grand jury, and we want to know if any of these people that were all caught on this tape are any of your clients, because now we need to interview them. So I think this guy just helped the feds a lot if any of these people really are victims, if you get what I mean.
Other boys were there to audition as well. All of them were trying to land a
Who
record
is this
deal. All of them were
and
minors.
like, how does he able? That's what I was wondering, because how he able to just openly speak this into the public, like, bro claim this, bro claim that. They could just openly speak that. That's what I was wondering. It's good. I guess it's because it's not filed yet. It's like, I don't know.
Victims, if you get what I mean.
I don't know.
Other boys were there to audition as well.
Justices.
All of them were trying to land a record deal. All of them were minors. This individual was sexually abused, allegedly by Sean Combs and several other people at the studio.
Several other people at the studio. You can only imagine.
To both his parents and to him himself of getting a record deal.
So what you mean to both his parents though? So his parents knew? Or
Another instance, another minor, told allegedly by Sean Combs that he would make him a star, but he needed to visit with him in private about it, away from his parents. Once
sounds sus, right? You're a minor, but I need to talk to you away from your parents.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not going for that. Like you ain't getting me with that dumb. Man, why? I'm cool. I love my mama could come with me. My mama could what? Like that. I'm saying that being a parent, there's no way that kid is getting talking to, and I'm not in the area. I can't see it. There's no way my kid like is leaving me. You know, like I promise you, there's no possible way. Like I could be having a conversation with Brody, sir. You can show me talking to my kid, but you not hitting no corners with my kid without me knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Private area, allegedly, Mr. Combs made.
Not even without me knowing, without me going. It's my kid. Like,
perform oral sex upon him. Another incident.
But like some of these, we got to think. Some of these is probably some folks' kids now. Like, shout out Blue Ivy, man. Shout out Blue. You feel me? Shout out. I ain't even trying to say that, but just shout out fucking Zaya Wade. Word up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not even trying to say that, but it's like, or shout out. Who got it? Trying to think somebody who's around Diddy who got a gay kid, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Cause like they parents probably know what's going on in the industry, went for it with their own kid. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like come on, bro.
15 years old at the time, flown to New York City to attend a party, was drugged, and then taken into a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs, where this female individual, minor, was raped, and then other individuals took turns raping her. Another individual, 26 at the time of the occurrence, was picked up allegedly by Mr. Combs and several other people.
By the way, I will add, right? I will add that I 100% believe, you know, and we're gonna go back to this part. It's earlier in his press conference, where you know we want to hear the names. I feel the names are gonna be the names of people who are quiet now. Like I know he didn't say names, but I think we could reasonably come down to a list of names that would be probably in the running, especially in the realm of the ones who allegedly were in the room or could have.
Yeah, he talking about that was doing it with him. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Them people that is doing it with him, well, I'm telling you, we gonna lose some big dogs, boy. We gonna see some big dogs come down, boy. Talking about, whoa, I'm telling you. Hey, man, it's just what it is. Well, word up, bro. It's just what it is.
Stop this, but allegedly did. Everybody who has refused to ever speak probably fits within the victim bucket or, hey, I was having fun with Diddy doing God's know what with God knows who.
In a black SUV from the airport.
This so crazy to me, bro. Like,
given one drink.
Can you think? Nigga, Beyonce, the Queen Bee. Can y'all really think it? Like, bro, is that real to you? Like, that's wild to me, bro. That is. Like, what? That was my sister's life and soul. I remember she cried for getting a CD for that girl. And that girl out here watching little boys, like, you telling me that? Like, I don't believe, man.
In the SUV, and then literally woke up the next day not knowing what had
industry's
happened,
crazy, bro.
but with pain and damage to both her vagina and her anus.
Like, what does that even
mean?
She
then went to the hospital. She was missing her underwear and her shoes. Another instance, individual, this time not a minor, attended a group dinner.
Albert Sky, thank you for the 10, bro. He says, Diddy is cooked. When they make a hotline for you, like the National Suicide Hotline,
that's what I'm saying.
It's a real problem. Bill
Diddy
Cosby
hotline is
didn't
crazy.
have one, and he was a nightclub pharmacist.
I'm gonna lie, Diddy's like a whole hotline. Talk about this, the Sean P. Diddy.
Now, remember I told you at the beginning of this, right? I told you right as soon as I heard the 50 potential plaintiffs. I'm predicting that Diddy, I'm going to say 3 years. And again, these are not desires of mine. I'm just trying to be neutral and predict, right? I believe Diddy will file for bankruptcy in about 3 to 4 years. I'm going to say 3 to 4 years. Actually, let me say 3 to 5. Why? Whether he beats the case or not, and definitely, especially if he doesn't beat the case, with all of these civil suits mounting, bro, you know what I mean?
I didn't even think of that.
I think he's just going to file bankruptcy. Again, I'm not saying he has to pay out on everything, but this is clear that it's no way that when Diddy's done doing everything he got to do, he's going to spend in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Bro, what do you think as a human, knowing, because you know you did it, well, you know, hey, it's over. They got the hotlines and this and that. You know you guilty. How do niggas spend their days, man? Like, niggas is crazy, bro. And then you touching minors, and then you know he was probably doing this shit every day. So him not being able to do it now, it's like it's killing him, man. And it's all he could think about, dude. Cause it's why that nigga, man. This shit is wicked. Well, life is wicked. Well, like, I'll make you a star. I'll be damn, my nigga.
And not even necessarily on payouts, but just defending himself. From what I've heard,
now that I think about it, and that, hey, shout out my nigga Dub, but Dub be vouching for my nigga Diddy, and I think he was trying to make my nigga Woo up a star, bro. I ain't even trying to be like that, but I'm being like that, cause like that's really what it was. Like, shout out, bro.
Already, he has a burn rate of $2 million per month on attorneys. Then I hear he has 3 different groups of private investigators. He still has expenses, even though he's consolidating. He's selling his LA crib. Revenue at this point is kind of limited to music, and you know his rumored like $300 or $400 million settlement from Diageo. Again,
ain't selling no baby oil.
The longer this drags out, the more people that come around, you know. He tried to get as liquid as possible to create a war chest, but it's going to keep dwindling. This looks like it could be a long fight.
Allegedly with Sean Combs in Miami.
Sean Combs.
She wasn't drinking because she was pregnant. But she,
crazy,
whatever
bro.
she drank at the table, apparently, at least according to her, was laced with something.
And you gotta think this Diddy is somebody above Diddy that was involved too. Word to bro. That's just how I go, cause he got it from somebody. You know, you can't think. You gotta think, bro. He wasn't just the beginning. I think, and the person probably above him is Jay-Z, who I'm thinking of. That's crazy. That is crazy to think about, bro. Stuff like that is so crazy. But you gotta think, bro. He wasn't the first. Man. So it's like it's somebody who put him on game, and you feel me? That's wild. Why kids, bro? Why kids, bro? Fuck you mean, 9-year-old little boy? You fucked up in it, like you messed up. I mean, like what you mean, 9-year-old little boy? Any fucking age, little girl, little boy, little girl, like that man, that you a wicked human, bro, wicked human. And it's what money don't make you do that, bro. Like man, ain't no way. No, bro, you just wicked, like you fucked up, man. Like you, Ain't no dollar, ain't no star, ain't no nothing. Like that's like morals. That's like like your spirit, bro, your soul. Like, yeah, it's like your soul. Like, when they say you sell your soul, that's like you're not even you. You get to doing stuff like that, bro. Like, you're gone, bro. Like, you seeing, like, you in, like, you see the devil. You're the devil. Like, that Hollywood took over, and it's not even. I don't even think it's like Hollywood like this. It's like you. It's your soul, bro. It's you. It's you. Like, hey, cause you go ahead, bro. It's plenty. I know it's plenty of people who didn't say no. Like 50 Cent. Yeah, word up, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know there's plenty of people who didn't said no, and it's like, didn't lose themselves. And then this niggas like, you feel me? Who not really a real nigga? Diddy not a real, you feel me? And it shows, bro.
Yeah.
Cause man, ain't no nothing in my man. Can't nothing you give me make me go out here and be a wicked nigga like this. Go against my morals like that and just go against. You feel me? Like what? Man, come on.
Woke
bro.
up in the same bed, again allegedly, with Mr. Combs in his mansion in Miami.
Yeah, that was shocking. Is this one where the woman is pregnant?
Doubt.
Wait.
She was pregnant. Sean Combs in Miami. Was another instance. Individual.
Now, again, these are still allegations. Obviously, even though we say that, we're not going to be like, oh, fuck it, they're probably lying. We just can't say that at the moment just because Diddy's too many.
That kid.
Like, it's too many. If the woman is pregnant and Diddy knows this, and if Diddy gives her an alcohol beverage, that's even a different type of evil. Now, obviously, we could
That's
also
what I'm saying,
argue
like,
if you're pregnant, why are you ingesting anything? But did they say it was alcoholic, though? I don't know if they did.
Individual, this time not a minor, was attended a group dinner.
It's a group dinner.
Allegedly with Sean Combs in Miami. She wasn't drinking because
Okay, so she wasn't drinking.
she was pregnant.
What the fuck is this GHB shit? GHB. Like, how does it look? Is it like a pill? Or it's in a syringe?
Generic, what?
Gamma hydroxybutyrate? Is it is it an antidepressant?
Which slows down.
Or it's a depressant drug, which means it slows down messages traveling to the brain and body.
So it literally like slow you down, man. You know, like that. Word up, bro.
It looks colorless, odorless.
Bitter and salty liquid, often sold in small bottles or vials. It can also come as a bright blue liquid known as blue nitro, and commonly as crystal powder. This world is scary. It's scary out here, man.
Bitter or salty.
You just a kid chase your dream and
liquid, often sold in small bottles or vials. It can come as bright blue liquid known as blue nitro, and less commonly as crystal powder. Other names is juice, liquid ecstasy, liquid E, liquid X, Georgia homeboy, soap, scoop, cherry meth, blue nitro, fishies, Fanta Frank. I thought this was the date R-word drug, right? That's not what it is?
But whatever she drank at the table, apparently, at least according to her, was laced with something. She blacked out, and she woke up in the same bed, again, allegedly, with Mr. Combs in his mansion in Miami. Her vagina and her anus were torn and sore.
Did you go to the hospital?
torn.
And I could go on.
Torn. What you mean torn?
That's alarming.
Torn.
If you weren't drinking or ingesting any type of drugs and you just passed out, you blacked out and woke up with a strange man in your bed, or you're in his bed,
Pregnant.
your ass and your pussy's hurting. Like, I would imagine you instantly got to go to the hospital.
Pregnant.
Especially if you're pregnant, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You getting checkups.
I mean, literally, you're sensing a theme here. It's
All right, let's go to the beginning where he said, we were all waiting for names.
if you're out there and you have been victimized, you are not alone. There is a great strength in numbers. You can seek redress. You can obtain justice. We can help you, and we will help you. That being said, as stated, we are vetting every call that we receive.
Yo, Ruben Gonzalez, what are you talking about? He said, in Texas, we call GHB water. What?
We have had to turn away some. For each, we ask for corroboration. For each, we ask for the identity of witnesses. We also have collected pictures, videos, texts. We check venues.
What
We
you
check
mean
dates.
videos?
We want to corroborate that the claims being made have legitimacy and merit. We have on staff now a former detective from the Major Offenders Unit of Houston Police Department who is helping us vet each claim. We're using our common sense. We're being stringent because, as I said, these are not easy cases. They're very tough.
Like when niggas doing that shit, do they not know like it's gonna be the day like it's GG's for like you think you gonna do this shit till you die, my boy? Like be real with yourself.
It's hard, and in some cases, the process is very lengthy. These cases are hard to prove. Many times it's the victim's word against the alleged perpetrator. Each of these victims will no doubt be publicly attacked by the alleged perpetrators, and in some cases, the general public.
Did he say if he's going to file them by name, or he's going to do, let's say if he takes all 120 in complaints, is he going to do Jane Doe's and John Doe's?
That's what he said. John Doe's, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure people are going to try to do their background, and obviously, well, here's the thing too. Diddy and his lawyers are going to try their best to make sure the people are named, but who knows?
Us and cowardly keyboard warriors love to attack. We know what we're up against. We did not enter this fray blindly. I wish it was my last such fray. I wish this type of behavior wasn't so pervasive. But it is what it is, so we will press on. As I said, our law firms have been retained by 120 individuals at this point to pursue cases in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs.
Sean Diddy Combs. Crazy how legendary his name is now. Like,
It is
he was
evenly
already a
divided
legend,
between
but
males
like,
and females.
Diddy. The meaning behind the word Diddy now, to some kids who don't even know who Diddy is, it's crazy.
What?
What he say?
Group court against Sean Diddy Combs. You should know, in this group, it is evenly divided between males and females. There are 60
niggas. 60 female. That nigga. Diddy.
males and 60
Wicked.
females.
Bro, wicked.
Who have joined us to pursue these claims.
60 niggas.
Hey, he's a wicked man, boy. He's a wicked man.
You ask Diddy his body count, man. He probably look at you like, Playboy, you talking about women or niggas?
Hey, Diddy get wicked. Diddy's
group,
a wicked man. 1,000 bottles of baby.
30% are what?
Shut up, Brody, bro. Shut up, bro.
The remainder are Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 25 states. The majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida. I don't want to focus on the ages of these victims. When we talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25.
By the way, Dan, I see you in the chat. He says, let's do a FaceTime about this because I learned more about the case now than I have in the past few weeks. They're giving Lawyers for Workers a run for his money. Shout out to Lawyer for Workers, by the way. Wow. Jeez. Man, I'm not going to lie, man. Like, dog. Yo, I don't. Yo, I think 3 months ago, I was like, damn, this is as bad as it's going to get for Diddy. Maybe it'll get a little bit better. I think it's gotten progressively worse like every day.
It's getting bad.
Like
I ain't gonna lie.
day.
It's getting real wicked for a while.
And by the way, I know they said that Diddy is out of, what do you call it again? The suicide watch or whatever. They got to put him back in. Like, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you sit here and think every day? Literally. What do you, especially knowing you was doing this every day, what do you sit and wake up and think, like, every day, bro? Knowing it's over. Knowing you did it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Knowing you did it. Like, there's no, you feel me? And then knowing the people that you was doing it with that you possibly about to bring down, like, there's no possible things you could think, bro. Like,
imagine when your lawyer comes, or like they come clank on your cell and be like, yo, bro, yo, 120 more people came forward, including 60 niggas who said you fucked them. What? Like, Diddy might be looking for any type of shoestring or anything he could find. He might be trying to get out of here. So I do think 100% we got to keep an eye on Diddy because not only for his own health and safety, but also for this other element that we're probably going to see this guy talk about, which is these other people. It appears, again, we keep hearing other people, some people who are famous, some people who won't shock you, some people who will shock you. We're like, who?
I ain't gonna lie. It's like he know he not getting out. Like,
Who? Shit, maybe right now is the moment those people are like, yo, we got to get this nigga the fuck out of here.
I ain't gonna lie, my nigga Diddy really flee the country. Hey, bro's a legend.
To protect us, Diddy has to go now.
Of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the accident.
Yeah, I know, y'all right. Drake dropped 100 gigs on your head top. Diddy was getting head from 100 niggas. That shit is crazy.
The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide.
I'm
The
saying,
conduct at issue.
I wonder. Shout out Beyonce. Shout out Jay-Z. I wonder what Blue Ivy childhood was like. Just knowing what the industry like, I wonder what some of these motherfuckers' childhood is like. I don't think them Kardashians go through anything because like they're very on camera, but like the COMBS kids, like they probably was. They dad probably had them fucking some random bit at like 10, 12, this thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not even that it's something, shout out, bro, you doing your thing, 10, 12, you feel me? As a dad, you feel lit doing that, but it's like, that's wicked work, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can only imagine. Probably had them rocking with dudes. Bro, probably 16 years old, getting, you feel me, from a dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And I agree with that. By the way, Tyrell Day, thank you for the 10, it says, you remember, the feds asked the game's former manager, which is Jimmy Henchman, about minors. Diddy, I think it was Smoking Gun had it, right? Let me see. Former drug lord claims the feds quizzed him about the sex life of Sean P. Diddy Combs. Now, more than, and by the way, here's the affidavit. More than anything, what this told me was that, you know, the feds were probably hearing these rumors or complaints, right? Now, why didn't they act? That does seem a little suspect. And I think if we kind of go down that rabbit hole, we might get to a Jeffrey Epstein type of situation. If you don't know Jeffrey Epstein, not only was he protected by some powerful people that, you know, he had associations with, and some would argue that maybe he was protecting his damn self. When he did get in trouble, it was the weirdest case ever initially at first, because they were trying to just be like, yo, bro, chill out. Chill the fuck out. You're doing too much. And they gave him like this unprecedented, like, you know, never been seen plea that is completely sealed. You can't even understand what's going on. And we've never seen wasn't even a court case. It was just, It's just some shit to get the shit away. Everybody speculated about like what the hell that was, but it was to really conceal the real nature and behavior of
what he was really doing.
Jeffrey Epstein was doing. Now, imagine if that exists in this Diddy thing, right? Well, you never know. Diddy might have had enough power, and again, I keep saying, I know y'all want to hear like, I know the names y'all want to hear. I'm not saying these people are involved, but y'all want to hear like shit that will entertain y'all, like, oh my God, Jay-Z, oh my God, Stevie J, oh my God, Meek Mill. Like, with all due respect, it's a bunch of niggas who's rapping. Who cares, right? Yeah, of course we would like look into their shit too, but like, the more interesting parts of this would be if Diddy, when, Diddy was starting to gain political power, right? Like around the time, I always say 2008, during the time when he gets into this vote or die thing, he damn near helped galvanize and kind of, was used, not necessarily like against his will. No, Diddy, actually. How ironic. But
it's
he was used by the Democratic
name
Party
is
to
that, bro.
encourage black people to finally get political and get to vote. Now, that comes with having some type of cachet and power.
That's
These
when
niggas are in
Obama
your
was
favor. You
like
get what I mean?
it
Like,
too.
I don't know if you guys know how the political game is kind of done.
He took
You know why some of these
Obama? Nah, chill out.
guys are like popping up to whether it's Kamala rallies or even Trump's rallies? It's not because they're super political. And no, like they aren't getting these big checks to show up. Like under certain circumstances, there is a compensation, which, by the way, I from what I've heard, they can't use campaign funds to pay someone just to speak. You get what I'm saying? That goes into like some other murkier waters. But here's a play here, and usually the smart, who are setting this up, all of these guys have the same lawyers, and their lawyers are saying this. Yo, check this out. If he becomes in power, whoever or she, if Kamala becomes in power, this is the steps to basically earn some favor if you ever need to get a pardon one day. You get what I mean? Yeah, you're gonna have to stand with them at their rally to try to get. So again, a lot of these things are ways to gain, some political favor, and I think Diddy had a lot of it. Like Diddy, damn near, obviously, it was Barack Obama. Like, come on, like we were gonna rock with Barack no matter what, but he was really important back then, right? I wonder if maybe he has, I don't know, maybe some secret shit that's sealed that nobody's gonna find. Maybe comes out now, but some secret shit that got covered up because he did have the political favor of the Democrats and they were in power for a while.
I see what you're saying.
That might be a thing. So while some of y'all were like, yo, I want to see if Jay-Z's name is gonna, I want to see if like any of these politicians.
That's what I'm saying, my nigga Barack. Ain't no way he didn't defend me. Not my boy Obama. Not OB. Not OB.
Were ever involved. You get what I'm saying?
Not Michelle. She like, for the kids.
It's easy to quickly be like, all right, you're thinking too small if we're thinking about just rappers and what women. Do you think it's just by coincidence that Diddy got the key to the city from Eric Adams? You don't think maybe they were building a relationship? You don't think there was maybe a political, association at that point which still valued Diddy as a pillar of the black community that had a way of, convincing and galvanizing that audience to, whether to coddle them for certain type of political motives or political, or whatever legislative, choices that come down. I don't know. So who knows? Diddy probably had a little bit of favor and could have covered a couple things up. So yeah. Anyway, this is going back to 2003, I believe, right? And this was the affidavit that was supposedly one of the proffers. It was like a transcript of the proffer session. Was it a proffer session or maybe the interrogation? I can't remember what it was. But James Rosemond, which people know as Jimmy Henchman, at that time he sat down and he hears this about a woman showing naked pictures to the woman, to the defendant. Questions became even more bizarre when the prosecutor asked about entertainer sexual preferences, including but not only Sean Combs having sexual relationships with underage boys.
What the fuck do you see in a little boy? Man, I can't even talk about it. Like,
20 years
what's wrong with you, my nigga?
20 years ago, right?
20
Spans
years
from the
ago.
years 1991 all the way to this
got.
year, 2024.
Now, why that is important that he just said 1991, because you know, it was a dead giveaway that the Fed's case is primarily based around Cassie, because they start their RICO. So the RICO is dated back to 2008, right? And the RICO is based on Cassie and Freakoffs. So they're almost basically saying the not first Freakoff, but the first instance that they're using as a crime of a Freakoff activity is in 2008. They only use Cassie. So what about when he was with J-Lo? What about earlier when he was with Kim Porter? What about when he was just, you know, he was at was it Uptown
like
Records, whatever it was. Like, we've heard allegations going way back.
Dumbass was just going for it now. How she, man?
From before 2008. Why did the Feds include it? Well, now they're saying in these civil suits it definitely spans from 1991, which is...
It's crazy because Carisha said her favorite thing to do, her favorite king was to get peed on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think there's already some weird shit. Diddy out here peeing on her. You know that was a wild. You know he a wild boy. His favorite thing to do was pee on her, and she liked it.
If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type of conduct. Now, although most of the victims who have stepped forward were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very long time. Now, when you think about the fact that some of this conduct...
I'll answer that question. God's cologne. You said as much as you've covered this act, why have you never mentioned Jaguar Wright calling this out? By the way, I did watch a video of hers before on live. You then say, act I don't think has been mentioned that she hasn't been sued for defamation. So don't you think that counts for something? It's no longer a conspiracy act. All right. Now, Dame Dash said kind of the same thing, and I reposted that. I'll play what he said, then I'll give you my thoughts on, you know, essentially, you know, what I think. Here we go.
I just wish, to be honest, that the people that are being accused of certain things, they should just step up and be like, yo, they bugging. You know what I mean? Just dead that shit. Like, you know, this is a very transparent place and world in these days. It's very easy to say that's not true. You know, I wasn't at that party. I didn't.
And them niggas be hush mouth. They don't say nothing. They just go hush mouth.
Do what they said I did. And, you know, I remember when I would ask Jay, yo, well, how come they keep saying we beefing? And how come you don't say nothing about it? He'd be like, oh, I don't want to bring no fuel to it. Nah, that brought all the fuel to it. So being silent is sometimes the loudest thing in the world. So I believe if the things aren't true, because I hear the stuff that Jaguar says, and she be on like 10 toes down, like not allegedly. And I've been sued for not saying allegedly. That's why I got this problem I have now with this judgment. I have been sued for not saying allegedly. So the things she's saying, and she'd be like, no allegedly, like no Diddy pause, or like, you know, like, you know, they be like, no allegedly. I would think that they could shut that down. So I'm curious. Now, I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm saying, yo, well, how come when I say the littlest shit, like I got sued again.
Now, I have to agree with him, and I'm going to try to think out loud to try to come up with a reason on why she hasn't been sued if she's not telling the truth. And again, we don't know if she's not telling the truth because a lot of people are saying a lot of her, whether it's predictions or a lot of things she said, seems to hold a little bit of water because over time we're seeing some of that, you know, apparently. And again, I won't say everything because I believe she had said something about Joe Budden, and Joe Budden, like, categorically said that just wasn't true. Well, a couple things. If we're talking about defamation or we're talking about lawsuits, I would imagine someone would send her a cease and desist, right? Like, that would be the first step. Hey, you're lying on me, and you should stop lying on me, or you should issue a retraction and tell the truth, or else I'm going to sue you. Now, the first thing might be, I don't know if Jaguar Wright, you know, we've heard that name a lot. Does Jaguar Wright have a lot of money? Is she wealthy? Does she have a lot of assets? You know, it's, you know, for someone, unless you get like a Cardi B type figure who will sue. And by the way, I don't know if people even look at Jaguar Wright as being more, you know, financially successful than even a Tasha K. When you're like Cardi, you got to have a Cardi B type figure to sue somebody who you know don't have that much money, right? So that's number one. But that might be worth it if that person's muddying your name, right? Like, that's going crazy. So I kind of agree with Dame with that. Here's my sneaky suspicion on why I believe if this is true, and maybe she has gotten a lawsuit threat or whatever, she's just kept it quiet. I don't know if she's ever talked about it. I would imagine if they haven't sued Jaguar Wright, like especially like say Jay-Z, I would imagine it would be to say, hey, the moment we send a letter to her or file a lawsuit on her, it's going to put the crosshairs on us. And even if we do believe, or even if she is lying, it might now just encourage other people to start saying whatever
she was saying is true.
They have now thought about their experiences with us back in the day. So that's the only thing I could be thinking, right?
I see.
By that, again, I don't want to get sued, right? Because they take anything. But
what has Jaguar Wright said recently?
That shit wicked.
Jaguar Wright.
Who Jaguar Wright? Oh, okay, Shorty who be she see stuff. Okay, yeah, I seen her. She was literally she just said it's gonna be a lot of folk that go down with Diddy, and she think Diddy gonna tell and all that. She was just saying that. Shout out Shorty.
She revealed a list of all the celebrities in the Diddy what?
What's her past?
I believe it's on the tapes. I believe Barack Obama got a tape.
That is so crazy. My nigga Obama. That is so crazy to think, bro. Obama, I don't know if he's a victim or a participant, but Obama was part of this shit, bro. That is insane. The first black one we get, my nigga Diddy had to get up, man. For us all, man. Come on, Diddy. And took you didn't change history forever. The first one we didn't have was out here. You in. Free my dog, man. Come on, what?
I know Jennifer Lopez has multiple tapes. I know Beyonce got a tape.
Yeah, she definitely not saying allegedly. She's just saying it.
I definitely know they probably recycled some old Stevie J and Eve stuff. I know Drake got a tape. I know Rihanna got a tape. I know Chris Brown's on one of them tapes.
Jaguar Wright has made explosive allegations against several celebrities, claiming they were involved in disturbing activities linked to Diddy.
Stuff. I know Drake got a tape. I know Rihanna got a tape. I know Chris Brown's on one of them tapes. I know Trey Songz has been like a supporting actor in many freak off films. Definitely Usher.
Do you think these tapes will come out?
Usher.
Bro, the day we see one of these tapes is gonna be wicked. It's gonna hurt a few. It's gonna hurt some folks, boy. Not even the people, the stars. It's gonna hurt people like us, man. The people who looked up to these people.
I think eventually at some point.
In various interviews, she alleged that high-profile names were connected to Diddy's infamous parties, which she described as exploitative and secretive.
I was gonna say, do you believe B2K is on the tapes?
Oh yeah.
Chris Stokes is on.
I mean, if there's Chris Stokes is a whole, he's fighting, and Chris Stokes is old school industry pedo. Like, and everyone knows that. I never liked him. I always thought
song came on, right? I'll say this, we were in Bishop Arts. One Drake song came on, and then another Drake song came on. And then when it got to the third one, is this a Drake? Is this a Drake playlist? Could you turn on something else? And she's like, was there anything else? So we got the Beyonce playlist. Yeah, but it had all of the freak off victims on it. Usher was on, we were just sitting up there. Who's the next victim on the playlist? And he, you won't break my soul. You won't break my soul.
Damn. Can we talk? No.
No, it was Confessions. They played Usher Confessions. Confessed that Lifetime Achievement Award was a fucking hush payment for your with all of the years of abuse. Cause that wasn't no Lifetime. I'm still mad. People say, why you say that about Usher?
There has long been speculation about Usher's relationship with Diddy, with some believing that Usher was one of Diddy's victims, having been sent to live with him as a teenager. However, Jaguar Wright presents a different narrative.
What do you mean, sent? What are these niggas parents? What do you mean, man? I ain't sending nobody to nobody. Word. Only way my kid is getting sent anywhere is if it's athletic background, and if it's a girl, it's never happening. But a dude, yes, only athletics. It's the only way I'm sending anything anywhere. Look, no, music industry, hell, actor, hell, no, you ain't going nowhere, nigga. If I ain't there, you ain't going.
Claiming that Usher is not just a victim, but a cooperating partner. Wright suggests that Usher helped Diddy gain control over Justin Bieber, facilitating Bieber's introduction to Diddy, which led to a 48-hour period where Diddy had influence over the young pop star. Could Usher's involvement with Diddy indicate deeper connections within the industry?
Usher.
They talk about his...
Usher, I'm tired of Usher.
Oh.
Goofy bitch.
Oh.
Got your asshole ripped open and the only thing it inspired was loyalty? They ripped your ass open. Gene didn't say it. He said, check the records at the hospital. I'm saying it. You got your ripped open. Then you take Justin Bieber from Lily White, Canada, and take him to the flavor of Fuck Off, the kiddie edition. Get his ripped open. Now everything's coming out, and the first thing you do is run the Bali with another kiddie rape who works with the man, L.A. Reid, that sent you to the Diddy flavor freak off.
Got the flavor.
Now you got Justin Bieber breaking up relationships and shit. Suck Odell Beckham dick at the club, and the next thing you know, he don't even want Kim no more.
This further complicates Usher's image, portraying him as more...
Ain't no way, did my dog, ain't no way, ODs, you didn't let Diddy did you like that and took you away from Kim, not Kim.
...of an active participant than a bystander in Diddy's controversial dealings.
All Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner, for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot at that club. Not once has she spoken up for the betterment of that woman or say something.
Man, it's kind of alarming that. If you J-Lo, would you just shut up?
Yeah.
Or would you be vocal?
Man, J-Lo ain't saying shit. What I got to talk about?
You know, I think it sounds easy for everybody to say, yo, just speak up, right?
Nah, yeah.
But then, obviously, I would imagine some people would fit in this category. You want to speak out to say, nigga, I ain't never pimped no hoes. I ain't never...
Yeah, I feel like any nigga, you should speak out. Any dude, yeah. You be like, but fuck, I went on that shit with Diddy, nigga. Fuck wrong with you. Any female, just unless you was a victim, don't say that.
By Diddy. But then... you speaking up for yourself, then somebody else might come out and be like, yeah, nigga, you didn't partake, but you didn't stop it. You saw me coming out that room crying. You saw when they sent in 10 niggas to fuck me. You allowed Diddy to do this shit. You were there.
That's niggas probably like Rick Ross, Boss. But I think Diddy was clapping Rick Ross and DJ Khaled. Word to bro. I posted a TikTok on it. I think them was his BBW.
His friend. You partied with him. You saw when he fucking was drugging us or whatever the fuck. So I do think it's more complicated than these people like slanging dick with Diddy or Diddy fucking them and whatever the case is. I think some of these people, also don't want to look like they were complicit.
In her defense, to stop Puffy from gaslighting her,
and trying to put hits out on her because he was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still has the bullet fragments in her face like J-Lo has said nothing. You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall?
Jaguar Wright has also criticized Jennifer Lopez, accusing her of remaining silent about Diddy despite allegedly knowing about his misdeeds. Wright claims that Lopez had the opportunity to expose Diddy's behavior but chose to stay quiet, fueling speculation about her reasons for protecting him. For years, Jaguar Wright has stood out as one of the few voices in the music industry consistently willing to speak out against powerful figures like Sean Diddy Combs. She has been vocal about the exploitation and corruption she claims runs rampant within the industry.
Now, I gotta admit, it is kind of weird that nobody's fucking sued her. Unless they really think she's that broke. I did see on one of the clips, she had a Cash App link. Like, she had a Cash App link on the screen, but that don't mean you're broke.
Alleging that high-profile figures like Diddy have been involved in dark and unethical practices.
That's why they worked even harder to find a way to silence me. What happens when you're the greatest at the beginning? Nobody wants you to open up for them because you're going to make them look inferior. And you have to be able to headline every show. And if they're keeping your records off of the radio so you can't go #1, so you can't demand marquee player on every tour, then you have to create your own tour. Which means you have to have the independent financing to be able to compete with companies like Roc Nation. See, it's a rat maze. And they have cheese scented little tokens. Except for when you get there, you realize it's just cheese scented. It's nothing real. You're not gonna eat it. And they send you, and you go for the next little dot, and the next little dot, and the next little dot, and the next little dot.
That makes sense, though. She my nigga Obama, though, is crazy, bro.
Not that's how it works. Someone like me is a great danger. Huge danger, because not only am I outspoken, and not only do I still have the stamina to go at this thing at the rate that I go at it, pushing 50. They're pissed because I won't break. That encourages people to do what? Keep trying. Keep working. Odell and I are approaching 3 months together. And he went from having a YouTube channel that he had to ask people to go see to now getting comments from a bunch of people he's never met before. He's on thumbnails everywhere. His divorce documents are being discussed. Confidential documents that nobody is supposed to have are now being shared behind members only paywalls on YouTube. Why? What made him pop? Why is he viral?
Hey, chat, you know I was also
caught
thinking...
that ball with one hand, and the announcer said it's the greatest catch of all time. And he was looking good, no homo.
I have a wild-ass theory,
but I'm good, and he had a haircut that everybody wanted, no homo. That's how my nigga even. But that makes me believe that he got into that industry, and it was wicked work. You feel me? Shout out to bro.
Sound way crazier. Like, I'm gonna sound nuts, like super nuts, even beyond whatever y'all think about Jaguar Wright. And I'm gonna tell you where it's got sparked. So for like, give me 5 minutes to explain this. I'm giving you the warning, trigger warning. Put your tinfoil hats on. This is a wild academics theory. No way the rabbit hole, pause, no Diddy, could be this deep, but let's think about it. All right, let's lay out a few things. They said this year the music industry is in shambles, right? They're saying consumption is starting to change. Shit, I just even heard that Columbia Records apparently dropped Fabio Foreign. It appears that rap record labels, or really record labels, don't want to invest in rap artists this year. We've seen what happened to Atlantic. They're now going through a change. It's now turned to Atlantic Music Group. $300 went over to Warner. Now it got consolidated in a whole consortium with Atlantic. We've seen executives go left and right. It appears as if, give me 1 second. It appears as if the record labels are trying to save money by dumping executives, by dropping artists. So they're trying to save money. So when you think about that, then you think about if they're trying to save money because they're probably losing money, who's gaining the money? Now, just follow me down this road. This thought was sparked by this move, right? Because we keep hearing, again, these guys, like, with all due respect to Fabio Foreign, like Fabio Foreign's deal, I think he signed for like, it was like $4 million or whatever the case. Still a lot of money, right? Eve allegedly sold her catalog for between $25 and $50 million.
Eve was a dog when I was a G.
That's interesting. Now, granted, shout out to Eve. I'm happy for her. You know, but I started looking at it and I said, well, if I start to also think about a few things that's happening in the music industry. First and foremost, you have about 3 big companies that are buying up the rights of all of these people's. They're buying up the rights of all of these people's back catalog in an era where people are complaining about music not selling now. So that don't sound. It's like buying a house when the housing market fucking sucks, right? It's like, how do we make sense of this? Like, what's up with everyone's catalog getting sold? Future sold his catalog last year. Everybody's doing these catalog deals. This blah blah blah. And then I remember what even Eve recently has been talking about the music industry. Eve, music industry.
They say STD kit for me. Easily 6 comments. Easily check for 6 comment STD. Shout out. Hey, nah, you got.
You know, I think she mentioned something like sexual, like basically, like she basically said she felt sexually pressured. I forgot. I don't wanna. Eve had recently, well, she said in 2017 she spoke about misogyny in hip hop. Is she in this article? Vice dropped an article. This is 2018. No. Anyway, she was in the news recently too. I can't remember the name of the articles, but she was in the news. Let me see if I can just go to news industry. I think she said that there was like pressure. Eve. I can't find the exact article. Wait, do I have it over here? I might have it over here. Okay. Oh yeah. Eve reveals songs that never would have. Okay. Yeah. So she's speaking out about the music industry and the executives, and also, you know, she's been talking about, you know, the misogyny and kind of almost, you know, she was vocal even during the quote unquote first Me Too wave of this whole thing. So this is a rabbit hole I'm going on. I'm going down this rabbit hole. Maybe what's starting to happen in hip hop is this. You get these 3 or 4 big companies that comes in, and they're almost doing a coup on the music industry. Essentially what they're doing, right? Again, this is all a theory, but if it makes sense, let me know if it does. If it doesn't, tell me why it doesn't. These companies that are buying these people's catalog have no real stake in hip hop. But what have they done? They've got it to a point where the majority of current acts, like all the current executives, are basically out of here. They got all the executives out. Really, maybe. See, I don't want to get too far down that rabbit hole because Diddy just seems like he's a fucking creep, and I feel like I'm making the he was about to buy CBS angle. But I'm just saying, let's assume Diddy's a piece of shit, whether or not he got caught, right? I'm trying to just go down the realm of all of this being set into motion. Everybody's selling their catalog. maybe the way to get these people to start cashing out and sell their catalog, also to kill off the current wave of, what labels have going on, is to expose all of these executives or get them out the way. You got to go to Bali. You got Diddy. You going to jail. The rest of them are now gracefully retired. These niggas worked like 98 years. Now everybody wants to retire. Everyone wants to take a break. Everybody's is running for the hills, while now the artists are realizing that there is no more look. Like I've just talked to an artist who went up for a deal, and the deals that they're offering now are shitty. They're not giving, like, you're not seeing the majority of these guys. They're not walking in these buildings and getting $10 million. It's not happening. So they're getting offered for little to nothing for their talent these days. What's actually the most demanded commodity is their back catalog. So when I look at the companies buying up the back catalog, and then I see the shambles that the current music industry that's continuing the catalog is currently in. They don't want to drop albums. They don't want to sign new artists. The artists they got, they're dropping. And then the executives in the game, they're all coming under fire. They're all silently retiring. They're just resigning. They're stepping out. Diddy's about to go to jail. Jay is like quiet as a church mouse. That nigga is in Bali doing some other shit. But while all this is happening, there's some companies out there dropping big bucks. I'm like, could this be related? Because the current industry is in shambles, but it does encourage people. Like, if I'm an artist right now, I would try to get a deal to sell my catalog. Because if you're going to treat your catalog, I know it's your hard-earned work, but if you're going to treat it like a stock, it only looks like, for the foreseeable future, looking at how the music industry is going, if you could get a big check right now, get that check, and shit, maybe later on you could possibly think about buying it back if you really care that much, but it might be worth the highest right now. And apparently these companies that are doing these catalog deals, they're throwing exorbitant amount of money. They don't give a fuck. They're overpaying, supposedly. Like, when you think about what a catalog is worth, it's kind of like
how long is it
a
gonna take for them
valuation
to
of a
get that
company
money
to a
back
certain
from
extent.
Shout out to her.
Okay, what's your revenue for the year? Okay,
at
let's
that point,
7x
it's gonna come to where
or
people
like
don't even
10x
know who
it.
she is.
And usually that could come up with a valuation of, like, on certain companies, tech companies have certain valuations, and other companies have others in certain different industry. With music, that's how they kind of do it. Okay, what is the streams pulling in per year? How much do you own of, whether your masters or your publishing, if they're doing a deal for both? And then they kind of do a 10x or whatever the case is. But from what I'm hearing, the people who are selling their catalog, these companies are going above. So, like, for example, Future got like $70 million or something like that. Apparently, I heard that his catalog was like worth like around $50 million, but they give you the extra 20. So they clearly just want to control the assets. But then I'm now thinking, what are their play? Like, I can't even get it. I don't even understand their play. Is their play just kind of being the bank? But why are they seemingly, I don't know. It feels like almost a coup in a way for some really powerful people to get back control of music. And also, in the meanwhile, rid themselves of the current crop of labels who, by the way, I don't know if you know, like, so the labels these days, they're the bullies. So every now and then you see labels like, yo, take our music off TikTok or we're suing y'all. And them and TikTok go into a fight, and then basically TikTok has to fold because if you can't listen to your favorite artists, you can't have their music on the platform. The platform's kind of devalued. They kind of do the same thing to Spotify, Apple Music, and Pandora and Amazon Music when they got to come up with these, like 3-year deals of licensing or whatever the case is. And they have to give out equity to these labels. So essentially, what has happened for a really long time over the span of 40 to 50 years is that these record labels have had this monopoly running this music industry. And even though technology has changed how music is consumed, because they have catalog, that's the thing, right? They own catalog. Like, if you wonder why they have so much power, or like why, like, say SoundCloud at first, that's why they failed. They didn't do their deal in time. For places like Spotify, they just gave up ownership. Why do you have to? Because they own the catalog. Well, if there's another company coming in to buy the catalog, doesn't seem like they're trying to, obviously, not all of these artists own all their catalog or own everything. And also, here's the thing too: somebody like Eve, maybe her rights has reverted back to her because she's been in the game a long time. Regardless, here's the point: it feels like these companies, and this is a wild theory. Just to summarize again, the TLDR version, or too long to read? Whatever. Anyway, these companies coming in to buy catalogs, in a weird world, could say this is our way to buy the industry. We're gonna get rid of all the executives. We're gonna basically have all these labels.
That's what I'm saying.
In
it's like
financial
for them
turmoil
to have
where
like
they gotta
some
save money then spend
fall
money.
back on.
So
like,
no more
they will always
investments.
have the music.
When they stop investing, when Atlantic stops investing in music, they have to rely on their catalog. However, this company is also targeting catalog, and they're doing purchases that way. So it almost appears that, you know, they have set fire to the industry, whether putting artists in a place where currently the music landscape is not really progressing. All they got to do is rely on their back catalog. Now they want to sell their back catalog because they're getting offered 130% for what it's really valued. Then also the current labels are all under fire. Their executives are running for the hill, and Diddy finna go to jail. Jay-Z quiet as a mouse. That other nigga in Bali. Shit is going down. You know what I mean? And
who in Bali?
Maybe some nefarious attempt. I don't know. I just thought of that on the fly. Could be false. Who knows?
That was the case, then Set in the West channel should be at 50K subscribers. How? What made him so important that they had to stalk him down? Go through his personal documents, reach out to people in his family, reach out to his first ex-wife, his second ex-wife. Encourage ex-wives to get restraining orders against him and me for a thumbnail, hoping to break my bond so I'll go back to jail. It's a lot.
But I have to ask, back in the day, who was your best manager that handled your business correctly back when? Richard Nichols. And what was it about him that, you know, he got right back then?
He focused on letting me be me. And he only focused on deals that gave to that. He never wanted me to turn down. He wanted me to turn up. He wanted. She talk about Diddy.
A decent report, but Snoop got some answering to do.
According to Jaguar Wright, Wendy Williams was one of the first public figures to expose Diddy's alleged misconduct. Wright says that when Wendy Williams talked about homo thugs, she was talking about Diddy.
Going up cars. Yeah. Is he this gangster that behind the scenes that is that him? Or is that
Shout out to Wendy Williams, the first woman to uncover the homo thugs. That's what these.
Yo, why she say it like that?
Download bitch was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s. The homo thug. She talking about Diddy.
I don't know what Wendy said.
And then what's the stuff that's happening to Wendy Williams? You think this is all connection to?
Of course. They've been waiting. He's been waiting. He was waiting for Kim. Remember? He was waiting. The casket was ready. She was literally casket ready.
What that mean?
Some people are saying the whole Wendy Williams documentary that she's pretty much allegedly playing this way to keep herself safe from him, from any unaliving.
It's been working for Orlando Brown. Why wouldn't it work for Wendy?
To play crazy.
Does Orlando Brown even know Diddy?
Why wouldn't it work?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was a child star. I'm pretty sure. He was a boy.
Orlando's brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all spent time with him.
We did.
He's highly intelligent.
Yes.
Imagine what it's been like to wear this character for this long.
No. I can only...
That he does is a character. Actually, the shit he does online is the best acting he does.
I'm saying niggas do be actors. Niggas are actors.
Is he speaking truth?
Of course he is.
You know? We seen Quiet on set.
Major Literally. Since he was a kid.
Man.
And then eating milk, running the fuck around, talking about expensive pain in his ass.
Wait, this is Philly you're talking about now. Wait a minute, Jack.
Fuck me.
Wait a minute.
He's a fucking Fruit Loop. He Diddy fried.
This is Philly.
He's a deep fried.
I'm saying. That's exactly
He Diddy fried. He Diddy fried. He the Diddy do our bop.
That's what I'm
Me,
saying.
real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him.
Okay.
Yeah, he
And Jay-Z were involved.
Fucking hoes beats.
Okay,
Shit, I was
too
just
loyal.
listening to Watch the Throne earlier this week, and that shit was enraging me, cause I'm like, y'all motherfuckers was living for this fucking album and was Kanye, and then all of y'all made all of this money on this motherfucking dude, and now all of a sudden, who, him? Like he was good enough when you let him slump Just Blaze's fucking whole career. He was the shit.
That's always shooting itself.
It was worth putting Just Blaze on the line for, because Just Blaze was Rockefeller production until Kanye.
Yeah.
Who's Just Blaze producing for now?
That I don't know. Who is? Yeah, I'm about to say that I don't know. And he was there. He was the movement.
Where is Just Blaze?
Yeah.
I mean, he was making hoes beats. You got title. You're a billionaire. Where the fuck is Just Blaze?
Okay.
Oh, this about to get fun for me.
Yeah. Let me
There's nothing like. Have you ever seen what happens to a rat when it's trapped in a heated environment?
It'll eat through anything.
Claw eat its way through anything. So I want y'all to imagine this. I got Jay-Z on his back with his stomach exposed. Diddy is the rat that I'm using. And I'm gonna take a metal trash can and put it right on Jay-Z's stomach with Diddy right in there. And I'm gonna heat that bitch up and see what he eat through. Fuck you, Sean. Both of y'all. I got you, bitch. I told you.
Another person Wright has called out is
Gotta
Stevie
be some
J,
truth
a
to it,
music
you
producer
know?
closely associated with Diddy. Stevie J has publicly
nigga look
defended
weird.
Diddy, claiming that he has
Hey,
never
no lie,
committed
bro, look weird. Shout out, bro.
any crimes. Wright, however, sees Stevie J as one of Diddy's enablers, helping to protect his image despite being aware of the darker side of his actions.
See, that's another thing too. I think Stevie J is trying to be a good friend. This is assuming that he's not involved in any of this fuck shit. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If we're now thinking about co-conspirators, it appears that, you know, you're gonna look at who's standing by this guy, who was with him, who used to hang out with him throughout the eras, and shit, Stevie J better be careful.
Is Stevie J genuinely unaware of Diddy's alleged crimes, or is he complicit? Wright also claims that Diddy played a direct role in the conflicts that eventually led to Tupac Shakur's murder. While these claims are highly speculative, they suggest that Diddy's influence extended into orchestrating or being involved in harmful feuds between rival factions in the hip-hop world. Could there be more hidden connections between Diddy and Tupac's murder that the public isn't aware of? Wright describes Diddy as a powerful figure who has maintained his success and public image, despite allegedly being involved in a wide range of criminal activities. She portrays him as a manipulator who uses his influence to control those around him and silence dissenting voices. How has Diddy managed to preserve his image despite these long-standing allegations? Jaguar Wright has linked Diddy to R. Kelly, suggesting that Kelly was one of the first to engage in exploitative practices within the music industry. Wright claims that before his arrest, R. Kelly was connected to Diddy, and Kelly himself has stated that he wasn't alone in his actions. Wright implies that Diddy may have been part of the same toxic culture that led to R. Kelly's downfall. Jaguar Wright's allegations against some of the most influential figures in the music industry, particularly Diddy, present a chilling narrative of corruption, exploitation, and secrecy. Through her numerous interviews and statements, she paints a picture of an entertainment world where power is wielded to control and manipulate, often at the expense of vulnerable talent. The allegations include a range of serious claims, from inappropriate behavior at Diddy's infamous parties to the exploitation of young artists like Usher and Justin Bieber, and even conspiracy theories surrounding the deaths of key industry figures and musicians such as Tupac Shakur and Kathy White. One of the most striking aspects of Wright's claims is the depth of complicity she suggests within the industry. This creates a troubling image of an industry where success and fame come with an unspoken price, and silence or cooperation is the currency by which individuals maintain their careers. Wright's allegations present a complex and disturbing portrait of the music industry, where power is wielded to exploit and control, and silence is maintained.
All right. Well.
GG.
I feel like every day we give a new type of variation of saying Diddy's cooked.
Word.
I actually do believe that some of these situations are gonna. I'd be so surprised if the feds aren't gonna reach out and be like, "Hey, let's talk to all these people."
I'm saying, bro, we're gonna see some big dogs go down.
Did he force you to suck his dick in a bad boy's office? All right, there was a visitor log. We'll go get that. Did he have an assistant there that watched this? Did anyone else witness this that we could kind of corroborate?
Bodyguards at the
because,
door.
you know, obviously that's the biggest thing I think with this lawsuit, or not lawsuit, this criminal case. They definitely would like the what would definitely sink Diddy is 100% him having some minors on some criminal stuff.
Maintained through fear, complicity, or direct involvement.
Do you know what? You know she's part white. She's a Rothschild. The Luciferian motherfuckers that co-own YouTube, that are friends with the monster, Leroy Cohen, that mentored and bags Jay-Z. Camille is a Rothschild. Y'all didn't know that.
All right, Jaguar, right? Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little bit shocked, like with Jaguar. Right? I don't know whether to believe her. I don't know if sometimes she's just kind of like yapping, or she's actually
sometimes she definitely
telling the truth on like a sinister type of way. Now,
yeah,
here's
I think
the thing.
she not
and let me add myself into this. There are people, because do y'all consider me to be a part of the industry?
In a way, yeah.
I guess I am, right? I guess I always looked at like I feel like I affect the industry, right? Which I guess by in turn means I'm in the industry, but I don't really know these guys. Like I know a handful of people. I've never met Diddy. I've never met Jay-Z. Like I seen Jay-Z at Kendrick's concert when everybody kept looking up and he was wearing white and like, hey, that's Hov, and I'm like, oh, okay. Never met him. I haven't met. Actually, I met 50 Cent. 6ix9ine had me meet 50 Cent at a club out here in Jersey. Never met Drake. I don't know if I'm in this industry, but I guess I don't know, whatever you want to say. But here's what
part of the industry.
Here's the point I'm making, right? Okay, let's say I'm in this industry, right? I think the what no one wants to like admit is that I think why most people don't know, I don't think everybody's lying. I think some people are being quiet because they were involved. But this is my question for Jaguar Wright. How the fuck you know all this if you wasn't getting fucked? Like, she knows a lot. Here's the thing. I never knew none of this. Because I'm not, like, again, I never been in them rooms. I never was the fly on the wall. I wasn't at them tables to discuss the freak off from last night or, you know what I mean, even getting invited to the party, outside the party, off the party, off the party, off the freak off. Like that wasn't me. But how did Jaguar Wright? Like, Jaguar Wright seems to know everything. Was she getting fucked in the freak offs? Like, that's my only thing. like, I do believe that this shit, the reason why everybody wants to be quiet and act like they don't know nothing is because if you do know something, it's kind of like you was involved, because I don't think they were bragging about this type of shit. Like, I be even watching shit. I be watching Joe when he talking about, and by the way, I believe Joe, when he talking about Diddy or even Charlamagne, and I don't know how well they know him, but they, you know, I see them do mad interviews with Diddy. I thought they were decently cool. Remember back in 2017, it was like, yo, let's bring you and Joe to Diddy, or like to Revolt, really. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, well, tell them to holler at me. I thought these people knew Diddy. So, like, everybody looked startled now. They're like, what? Diddy was doing. So, maybe that's just, and I think that's genuine a little bit. Like, if you weren't in, like, this wasn't, I think the rumor that a lot of people heard was the gay rumor.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Diddy gay. Like, that's the rumor everybody heard. But I do think maybe some of this, like, baby oil, lathered up, freak off, fuck my girl, male prostitute shit, I think that might have been a well-guarded secret that if you didn't have, like, a freak off card or you weren't a part of those festivities at one point, you wouldn't know. And even then, it appears that those people probably didn't even go running their mouth, because I'm going to be honest with you, the amount of shit I'm hearing now is like, nigga, yo, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. I don't think you, like, even in hip-hop, there's no secret no one keeps even for, like, 3 months. How the fuck did y'all keep this for 25 years? Like, how does that work? How does y'all keep the secret for 25 years?
Industry. That's the only word you can say, man. The industry.
Did you?
Well. Now, Dame Dash also spoke about if Jay-Z was next.
Actual fact. And why, even with TMZ, the headline isn't like the state is questioning and calling. They're basically calling Jay a liar.
There we go.
I didn't file it a long time. You know, that's the reason why. And I don't want to have this be a distraction from the seriousness of the things that we're doing. And that's the reason why the shit they're saying is nuts. Pause. By that, again, I don't want to get sued, right? Because they take anything. But Josh Weber, the dude that's pretending he directed a movie I directed based on my personal account. So I'm like, yo, how come nobody's suing these people? Why won't they just say no? Like, you know, I'm not calling out no names, but we all know that the shit they're saying is nuts. Pause. It's so that I can't even, it's nuts. And not just for Homeboy, for everybody. So I'm hoping the stuff I'm hearing isn't gonna happen. I'm hoping that the stuff I'm hearing isn't true. I don't want anybody to be that dark. I don't want another blow for hip hop.
And he's about to talk about Jay-Z, I believe. And I look at him like, yo, Dame and Jay-Z were like this. Like, bro, I mean, like, you don't think you'd be able to, maybe not after y'all split, but like, you should be able to vouch for Jay a bit. Not like saying you were there every time he pulled his dick out, but it's like, nah, yo, I was with Jay for this amount of time. Like, I knew what type of guy he was. He wasn't a guy that was into blah, blah, blah. Him not even being able to say that kind of tells me, man, there's mad secrets in this, like, you know,
bro, this entertainment. Shit is wicked.
You know?
The industry is wicked.
And I'm just trying to figure out, you know, I'm very curious.
They say,
to know.
I forgot who was saying it, but it's like,
who was at the
same
bar?
threshold
You know
you
what I'm
reach,
saying? Like,
and it's
was
another
there.
door you could get.
You know, I'm not going to even hold you. Like, I can't pretend I don't want to know.
Do, bro. What do you say though?
I'm very curious to know who was at the parties. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone was there. You know, I'm not going to even hold you. Like, I can't pretend I don't want to know. But I'm saying, like, DiCaprio, and I can tell you stories about that dude later or at another time. But he came out and was like, yo, I don't, you know, he said something. He did say something. His press, whatever they wanted him to say, he had a statement. So I want to know why there's no statement from all these, like the shit they saying is unbelievable. It's crazy. It's nuts. Pause. And I've never seen, like, my legacy has never been compromised in that way. Where people are making, you know, the cartoons. You see, this like dark cartoon that it be on. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Just the fact that it's being said, it's the same thing. Like, I'm sure people want to know between me and Homeboy, yo, why are y'all beefing? He's never explained that. He's never said like any of those things. So I just think in this day and age, based on the accusations that happened, not just him, everybody should just, you know, I did. When they said that those parties with me and Aaliyah and Jennifer Lopez, yeah, bro, I was at a party with Aaliyah, Jennifer Lopez is on the pillow, Natania's on the pillow. I'm going to be on that pillow. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's talking about this picture right here. Diddy freak off picture, Jennifer Lopez, Aaliyah. This is the picture right here. What the fuck?
That nigga Diddy was a wild boy.
Why was there always like mad beds at this nigga's parties, bro?
Beds. That is wild. Beds, large beds, like what? Comfort.
No, these were the white. Oh yeah, these were the white parties. Is this? Oh yeah, here we go. You got Dame Dash over here. Dame right here.
He with a biddy. Hey, Dame is he with a biddy.
J-Lo right here.
It's just
is this Andre Harrell?
It just happened to be niggas
I don't
there.
know who this is.
He with a biddy.
And apparently it was a white party. But Diddy got on red. I guess he was just trying to let y'all know y'all booty hole finna bleed when he fuck y'all. Damn. Okay.
I'm saying, but not next to no dudes. And then I'm out. But I addressed it. You know, I'm transparent. Like, you could ask me any question. Like, I say no, you could ask me why I said no, and I'll explain it to you. You could challenge me. But at the end of the day, if I'm expecting you to consume the things that I'm doing, my products, I do believe that you deserve a certain degree of honesty. Like, why do we all have to wait? I don't want to wait. Just tell us what happened. Or tell us it didn't happen. See something. Not just y'all, anyone that's being accused of that shit, bro, because we definitely want to know. The whole world wants to know. But when people start resigning and people start erasing their Twitters, then it just starts to look suspicious and, you know, it makes people ask questions.
What do you think is the best way to handle these situations, Chad? Like, seriously, right?
God,
now, obviously, I think there's a mountain of situations that now.
But I think if you're a dude,
like, it's literally,
I think if you're a male
right?
and you're
like, for
involved in a
example,
situation, you talk. If you're a girl, you don't speak.
Shit. When somebody was even trying to threaten me with some stuff, I just came online. I just say, yo, listen, here's the story.
Word.
Obviously, I can't keep saying the story because I got lawyers and shit. But it's like, yo, this is what happened. Nigga, I'm innocent, but nigga, I'm not gonna just sit back and act like it's not like this is a thing.
Yeah, like when you're a male
now,
in life,
some people might be like, "That's dumb." You know what I mean? It's kind of like a.
I feel like as a male, when you don't talk, you're automatically the worst. You did the worst.
That's 22. Like if you address it, some niggas are gonna say you look more guilty.
Word.
If you don't address it, you definitely look guilty. If you break down anything that happened, you might hurt yourself later in court. If you stay silent, you look like you're hiding. I don't know, nigga. But I do think a simple, yo, them bitches are lying. Like,
Word,
that
like,
tweet alone. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. Trust me. Like, I don't care how much I'm paying a lawyer. I reserve the right to get that off. Them bitches are lying. Like, I reserve the right to at least say that. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know if I could, but that might be different for me though, right? Because for me, it just feels preposterous. I had to, I talk a lot. I talk every fucking day of my life. So I'm going to be the first to talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? If everybody else can talk after me, but I'll talk first. These guys aren't that public. They're public figures, but they don't have to do an interview. They don't have to field inquiries about their personal life. So they could just kind of, I know one of these people, this motherfucker been on a 6-month vacation. Y'all know, like, the industry, everybody's taking the longest vacation. It's like they're just waiting.
Hey, act on everybody's case, bro.
But that's their way of kind of getting out of having to say anything. And not necessarily that they're guilty, but they might just, they might have been all at these parties. They might have seen when, like, do you think that only the people that came forward seen Diddy slap a girl, or seen Diddy try to do blah blah blah? Probably other people seen it, but niggas is probably be like, you know what? As long as my name don't get mentioned in a lawsuit or a criminal proceeding, it ain't none of my business. And I know that's gonna sound crazy because you would hope that if you're seeing some crazy wild, you know, maybe non-consensual sexual shit going down, you probably would want to be like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Cut this out. But you do know it's like somebody gets shot on your block, your mama gonna tell you, nigga, go back inside. It ain't none of your business, right? You just try to mind your business because you ain't trying to get caught up in nothing, right? So I don't know if that's what it is, or perhaps these niggas are shitting bricks because they were involved in the fucking
bro, we
party.
finna lose some dogs.
Like, I would love, like I think I just seen Fabulous do an interview, or he went live, and I was like, yo, Fab, you know what we want you to talk about, right? Fabulous interview. I just seen something. It was like in a car or something. No, he was on live, I think. Oh, no, he's just on Carmelo Anthony's thing, and I'm like, yo, bro.
Yo, this crazy.
Like, nigga. You know what we want to ask you, right? Bruv, when Diddy said,
talking about bruv,
yo, why you don't want to party with me, Fab? And you said, I do party with you. Did he? And he said, nah, man, I'm talking about party. What the fuck did that mean? Diddy, are you a victim? Like, I'm like we gotta ask these questions. Yo, this new lawyer said there's 60 men. What in the fuck?
Conversation.
No.
That's only out of them cases.
If you have a.
Yeah, I don't think he's talked about that. And by the way, he might just not want to talk about it. Not necessarily because him and Diddy's cool, right? Not that him and Diddy's cool, but he might just be like, yo, listen.
That shit did.
You know, it ain't my story to tell.
Word.
But then, shit, he might be shitting bricks because if he did party with Diddy and he ain't do nothing wrong, or he was a victim himself, man, a woman might have been like, Fab was there when I was getting abused. He ain't stop it. He was watching, laughing like everybody else.
It was
while Diddy was having 20 male prostitutes fuck me in front of a group of people.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. I'm about to making that up clearly. So I don't know, but you know, I don't even think we've heard even an inch of a statement from him. Pause. Like, yo, I don't rock with the things that are being alleged, or you know, shit. The things with this industry, you don't know if you want to attest for somebody's character, because I keep saying that the majority of people in this game aren't friends. They're like industry friends, which ain't real friends. Right. They're friends of opportunity, time, space, and clout. So if those things don't align, they're not hanging together. They're not the person you call when you're sick. They're not the person you call to come over to play 2K. You only link up with these people at these big events. You see them at award shows. You might work with them from time to time, but they're not coming over to help you put up a fucking, you know, chandelier in your crib. They're not helping you do that, right? Like, these are Hollywood friends. And you might think you know them, but you don't know them. So maybe that's where Fab is like, man, I don't know that nigga like that.
Word to bro.
A fan base or curious.
Yeah, he didn't really say nothing there.
Yeah, let's go back to the work for hire. And how you feel about people saying that you always
like talking in the form of suing people. This is what business. This is going to be the lesson of the day. Applicable. Yeah, they're $10 million short. Headlines. I want to make sure y'all don't look and sound stupid. And I know that call out. They're like, why you calling it Earn Your Leisure? Because it's supposed to be a business. I personally, like, you put him with Budweiser. We supposed to be promoting champagne. You laughed. I know you paused, gave him the banana in the tailpipe. The niggas just.
Now, what Dame Dash did say is that he felt that Steve Stout coming out and talking about his teeth falling out this and third, he was sent by Jay-Z. Listen to this.
And in my conversation with Steve, like, yo, I don't play like that. But she is Puerto Rican. That's that happens at that age. In that conversation, I was like, because he was kind of trying to talk somewhat of was not only lie, pause.
And something about you ran when you saw him, something like that. Can you jump in on that?
Well,
He's talking about Steve Stout.
The last time you interviewed me, I hadn't seen all the things that Steve had said. I never watch his interviews because I just think he's dumb. And I think he's just a guy pretending that he's smart. But when I did see that, to be honest, it was laughable. But when I thought it through, it was really pathetic to me. You know, like where I'm from, pause. One of the biggest violations in the world.
Yo,
Bro,
where I'm
love
from,
saying
pause.
pause.
Like, yo, this guy, man.
Pause is lying on your dick. And that means that you say you did things with a girl that you didn't do. Another thing that's in that order is lying about getting your ass whipped and about a fight. It's one of the most unhonorable things to do. Like, when someone takes a loss, to say, yo, he caught me, he just seen. So, because he brought it up, I think in this day, transparency is key. There's no reason, because of this direct connection that you can have with the people that are your fans, that consume them. That's why when they say things about that I do, I'm never going to be ashamed of. Steve Stout. You know how, like, the cartoon where the ostrich puts his head in the floor when he feels bad? That would have been me forever, running from Steve Stout. The reason why I smacked him in the first place was because it was like, if he catches me and then I beat his ass, pause, they're still going to tease me because it's Steve Stout. But because he wants to bring it up, I'm going to tell you the story. Let's start with the first lie. He said that we ran into each other in a Sony office or whatever it was. We were at Rockefeller at my office. And Jay was sitting behind my desk. He always wanted to sit behind my desk, pause. But Steve was with him. My brother Bobby was with him. And my cousin Darren, was with me, or rather in the office. And my cousin Darren was in the office. That's about 3 people. Could have been 1 or 2, and my son. And Steve Stout was trying to throw a party with Jay at the Hamptons, and I was like, we're not throwing a party with you, you corny. You know, you were running around with Nas when we were kind of like beefing with him. You were running around with LL, and then I guess when things went sideways, you just decided to tell us all their business, and that's what he used to do, and I always thought that wasn't honorable. And now that we rolling, you want to do a party with us? Hell no. And in that conversation, I was like, because he was kind of trying to talk somewhat aggressively, I was like, yo, and you owe me $18,000 for that bet. And he said something cute in front of my son. So I'm like, yo, you can't be asking that. And you definitely can't be talking crazy in front of my son. He said something else slick, and I hit him with a left hook, a slap. My intention, again, was not to hurt him. It was to let him know, like, bro, that's just disrespectful. And where I'm from, if I let you walk away talking to me like that in front of my son's going to look at me a certain way, and everyone in my crew is going to look at me a certain way. You're going to have to beat my ass, pause, today. I had a broken foot, and after I smacked him, all he said was, did you just smack me? And he had just got sued by Puff, or rather, he had just sued Puff for hitting him in the head with a bottle. What? So where I'm from, because, again, I didn't look at him so much as a civilian, because he wasn't hanging around civilians. So where I'm from, if somebody hit me in the head with a bottle or whatever, then I got to get that back, at least at that age. I would have to there has to be some kind of a recourse. But the one thing I'm not doing is going to go to court, testify, and do all those things, because at that point, I thought that was snitching. So I would always call him a rat and a snitch. When I would see him on a red carpet, I'd be, you a rat. And, I just didn't like that. So, after I smacked him, I just believe that from then on, because he didn't fight back, number one, at that moment, I felt like he was a coward. You let a man smack you, not even punch you in your face. I open hand slapped him. I didn't even want to hurt him. I just wanted to let him know, like, bruh. And I did it in front of
talking
Jay-Z
crazy
because he
too,
thought
boy.
because he was with Jay-Z that Jay-Z would protect him. Jay-Z didn't do anything but laugh at him.
Oh shit.
And the crazy thing about it was because he had cracked Puff in the head with the bottle and sued him, everybody in the industry knew about it. I remember that Kimura threw a party and they were just like, "You're so hot. How did you?" You know, Puff came up to me and was like, "Yo, how did you do that without getting sued?" I said, "Yo, you gotta smack niggas. You can't be hitting them." But at the end of the day, he told on somebody that again they had an altercation and they're still friends.
By the way, this must have been the 90s. Do not do that. We just seen Quavo get a judgment that he has to pay $700,000 for a slap. So a slap, a punch. Do not put your hands on people if you got money these days.
Now they take pictures together. I guess they're brothers. You don't take your brother to court. So that was always my issue with him. Like, yo, I'm not running around with nobody that would testify and all this other shit and whatever. So that's the reason why that happened. You're not going to disrespect me in front of my son. Now, the other thing that he brought up was that he ran into me with Raquel by himself, and he stepped to me. Now, Raquel's my girl. She's here. I don't know where she went, but when she comes back, Rocky. And I had just put out a Currency album, right? My first Currency album with Diddy 172. I had a gallery that they don't talk about, Diddy 172 in Tribeca. And I lived on Northmore Street, and he lived down the block on Northmore Street. So we both lived in the same neighborhood. And I was telling my crew, like, yo, when you're about to evolve, there's a test that happens. And, you know, when it's going to be something that...
I thought he was about to talk about that boiled egg test, y'all.
Never comes up, and you have to pass that test, or else you won't get your dreams, and you'll start from scratch, and this whole thing. So I'm walking, and all of a sudden I see Steve Stout in a dark block. And again, my history with him is, since I've smacked him, he's done every underhanded, nerdy thing that you could do to try to assault my career. L.A. Reid himself told me, like when I would read things in the paper about Jay and I, he'd be like, Steve put that in the paper. Steve put that in the paper. There's no allegedly about it. This is what L.A. Reid told me, right? So, this is that day. I'm walking up the block.
I probably in this video.
And I see Steve. He's not by himself.
This Diddy shit crazy, bro. This is honestly wild, bro. Minors and shit, Diddy, you a wicked nigga, bro. Shout out to Diddy, though, bro.